Let's get stoned, 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 stoned again. Let's get stoned, 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 stoned again. And if you don't have no money, you don't have to worry, 'cause I got plenty of weed, man. You can come and get stoned with me. Every fucking day and every fucking night, I think about the world and how it's turned so shy.
Like Leeds United.
And I need some friends to moan with, so I can share my blues. Jason, Andy, Webby, and Aid on Raconteurs News. Let's get stoned, 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 stoned again. Let's get stoned, 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 stoned again. And if you don't have no money, you don't have to worry, 'cause I got plenty of weed, man. You can come and get stoned with me. Come on. Let's get stoned, 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 stoned again. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Let's get stoned, 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 stoned again. Yeah, let's get really hammered, man. And if you don't have no money, you don't have to worry, 'cause I got plenty of weed, man. You can come and get stoned with me. You can come and get stoned with me. Nice, man. You can come and get stoned with me.
And Watson and Eve. Hey, good evening. Hello there, everybody who's in the room at the moment. Oh, God, again, I don't know even why. I don't even know why, but it takes me for ages to... it takes me for ages to get started at the beginning. I don't even just... Principium, yeah, I'll get to that in a minute. I'll tell you in a minute anyway. Blank email, bollocks, sorry. Okay, now I'll send it again. No, let me find it. There we go. Compose. Sorry, everybody, hang on. I've sent him a blank email, I think. Right, that one should work. Jimmy. Can't comment on YouTube. Ah, right, okay. Why can't you comment on YouTube, Martin? Just let us know. I mean, if there's some... I don't know what... I don't know why that is. I can see you though. I can see you, but nobody else in YouTube channel can. Anyway, good evening, Raconteurs, as somebody put there. I hope you're okay. It is Friday. It's the 1st of April, and there's been absolutely loads of absolutely fantastic fucking April Fool shit done. One even with David Icke fucking going on fucking Strictly. I mean, for fuck's sake, I'm having a shit this morning. I watched that and I thought, oh dear me. Oh dear me. You've been hacked. I am Weefy Man. All right, okay. Weefy Man. I don't think if anyone's back, any one of the bouncers in there, if they want to, just yeah, thank you. Yeah, cheers. Did he send me that? But I did see it when I was having a shit this morning. Fuck me, I've got this fucking light going on. Oh, fucking funny and everything. So if one of the bouncers can just have a look and see what's crack is with Weefy Man, and I'll get him back in. I don't know. I can't. I don't think anybody banned you or anything. It might be somebody that's not here. Who's come along. I don't know. I must have a clear out of people that don't come. There's one or two people that used to and don't anymore. So I don't know why. Anyway, as I said, I've had it always takes me for ages to do to get live for these shows. For ages to beforehand, I'm always at last minute. Me and my missus, I weren't even gonna. He's not banned. Okay, it says you're not banned, Weefy man. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what it is. It says you're not banned, so you're not banned, according to Dinny, and he's the head bouncer. It's my jelly X laws. Right. Okay. All right then. Anyway, you're welcome. Anyway, Weefy man, get another name and another account up and get your son in here and say hello to everybody. Everybody, I'm sure misses you. I'll say hello to. Like I said, it took me ages, and I weren't even tonight. I was thinking, shall I do a show or shall I? I was thinking. I know you haven't banned anybody. Listen, it's I don't. It's just that somebody said they can't get on. That's all. I seem to think he thinks it's somebody else. His jealous ex, apparently. So there you go. So yeah, like I say, and I weren't really. I didn't know whether I was going to do one tonight. I thought to myself, shall I or shan't I or shall I? Anyway, I got a message off Jimmy fucking Carr, Jimmy O, and he said he'd want to come on tonight if we were doing a show. So I said, yeah, fine. So I thought I'll do one, which means I've just sent Webby's invitation as well to him. And I don't know I didn't know whether Webby would want to turn up anyway, but I've just sent it. I've just sent the invitations. Like I said, I sent a blank one to Jimmy, and well, Webby's just gone through Facebook. Anyway, good evening to everyone in the chat room. Let me have a look who's here. We've got Dinny, of course. He's the lead bouncer. Miss Blue Sky, good evening to you. Non-violent extremist Tony as well. Yeah, he's one of the top bouncers as well. Kendo Taylor, good evening. Mascara Snake, Milwana, Resi Tuber. Jimmy's there. Yeah, he says he'll bob on in a bit. And Health Freedom UK, Robert, good evening to you. Mascara Snake Blue, Mr. Blue. I saw Uni might be somewhere about. He probably is somewhere in his own head somewhere. Webster is crushed since Steve debunked everything. Well, this is true. I just and evening Mick Ramo. I did just say that. I might have done. Anyway, good evening to you. Got me dandelion and bird out. You're a douchebag, Taylor. He's a good lad. So wait. I mean, what? It's just been crazy, hasn't it? Again, as usual. We've gone from Ukraine seems to have gone off a bit. Well, I don't watch regular news, so I don't know what it's like on there. But all this Ukraine stuff, it's going off at boil. I think it's going to end up disappearing. I don't know for certain. I didn't know for certain that COVID were going to fuck off, but I think it's on its way. I think we've got a new dawn. It's the dawning of a new age, and it's the dawning of the age of fucking poverty, where everybody's getting fucked up the arse massively. Watson bit my leg, yeah. So, thank you for that, whoever that is. It's very witty, shall we say? Very good. Somebody actually put in the chat in one of the comments on the last video that they didn't like Watson and what he were doing. You have to read it. It's pretty funny. Yeah, we like I say, we're going into an age now where we're in the poorness, aren't we? We're getting to the poverty, and everybody's going to be. It's the Hunger Games. We're getting closer and closer. That's what they're trying to do. It's exactly what they're trying to do. And I was on a Telegram group. I'm on a Telegram group, and to see some of the people on there and just how far. Yeah, Chris Partridge. That's it. It was you, weren't it? Yeah, who were talking about Watson. Yeah, he's a terror. He is a terror. All right, Neil. Yeah. It's all right. Nobody saw you. What was I saying? I'm so pleased that all sorts of different people are realizing that that this stuff's going off and that it's been going off for a while, and all sorts of different people as well. I'm really sort of it makes me have a bit of faith in what's to come, and what people generally are. Generally, on the whole, people are good people, and just because they don't know stuff, just because before it never was any part of their life. I mean, if it's not going to be part of your life, it's not going to be part of your life, is it? You're not going to know what's going on when when it's not really affecting you. When it starts affecting you and it's started affecting more people, it's good to see that there's more and more who I would have thought before that perhaps wouldn't have would have steered clear of people like us and what I say and what other people who do similar things say about what's going on in the world. But it is it's really really encouraging to see that it's happening. See that it is really really encouraging. There was something else I wanted to talk about. No, I just thought about it while I was in the middle of that, and then I forgot about it again. It's because I've just started. I've just had a joint, so. Kitty 21 as well. Good evening. And Welsh Dave, he's there as well. Good evening, Welsh Dave. It's been beautiful weather, hasn't it? We've had craziness last week. It was fucking beautiful. And then this week, oh yeah, we want to talk about aid, didn't we? I did say I'd talk about aid. And what else there was something else I was going to fucking mention as well. It'll probably come to me at some point. No, not. Oh, I was going to talk about the smart meters. The smart meters is. Are we going to talk about that? Now, where were I? Let's get my book out. See what I've got in my book. I don't know where to go. We need to write shit down. So I've got 80. I'll talk about 80 now. Oh, weather. That's what we were talking about. Weather. Let's get that off wrist. Let me just. Weather. Yeah. It's been fucking crackers. 80. Yeah. It has been absolutely bananas. Last week, it was sort of like roasting. Yeah, we woke up to snow on Thursday. Yesterday morning, we woke up to snow. Can you believe it? We were just talking about it last week. We were on park with dog a couple of times. Went on to Graves Park, which is quite a walk away from here. But obviously, I weren't walking. I was on my my scooter, my spaz chariot over there. But my missus walked, and we took dog, and we had a couple of great days last week, throwing ball for him and stuff like that. And this week it's just completely gone, changed, just completely changed. It did melt. It didn't melt quick up here. I mean, it melted by the time afternoon. I could get by the time the afternoon came, but it kept snowing again. So, and it kept settling. And we've had. Did we have snow today? It were a bit. Yeah, it were a bit snowy today, weren't it? But it's carbon. Pay that carbon tax. Incoming. Yeah, this is what we're doing. My sister came over from Spain, so it's her fault the weather got worse. Yes, self-freedom. That's Robert. Evening, Robert. Yeah, it's. I'd rather be in fucking Spain with weather, but not with internet or. I don't suppose what to do as well. Well, fucking tell you being different language, wouldn't it? Oh, I don't know Spanish. I probably have to learn. I'm complete fucking xenophobe, aren't I? Harp was a nice pint and a good advert. Harp, stay sharp to the bottom of the glass. Yeah, so yeah, we all these. See, there's the bait and then there's the switch. The bait and switch, and there's two examples of this. Is we had the bait a few years ago, and it's not been happening really very much since. But they were going with solar panels. Solar panels. You get solar panels on your roof. We'll put solar panels on your roof. You make save on electricity, yada yada. It pays for itself, all this sort of stuff. And then what they do, they start blocking sun out. Global dimming. I mean, if you look up global dimming, it's been around for years and years and years, but it's only just now it's really reached mainstream, and more people are hearing about it. People that are perhaps on the fringe are hearing about global dimming. So, oh fuck. No, that's not right. That's the way, isn't it? There we go. So they've got global dimming. So if you've got solar panels, you're not going to be feeding much back into grid, and you're not going to be really feeding very much when especially in winter time. Even in summertime, it's dull and dark. I watched a thing last night. I watched a thing last night about on YouTube. Another good YouTube story. I've got to tell you the story of what I watched on YouTube after I'd been on here the other night. Oh dear. After I'd been speaking with Steve. Oh yes, Steve. Yes, and it was. I wanted to talk about that as well. Yeah. Yes, they. So that you've got this bait where they give you these solar panels and give you all these different benefits that you're going to get from it, and then they start, they start blocking sun out because it's global warming and carbon emissions and all that sort of stuff. I don't know I don't know what pretend reason they've got for it, but I mean, we've seen it before. Evening, Sean. AD sent me a picture when he were on his way to Thailand. You need your writers to produce cue cards. I wish I had writers. Well, I don't, but I wish I had cue cards. That's a good idea. I used to have a whiteboard, but it's hard to reach because I can't sit here with me bionic leg on. So I have to have my leg off. So it means I'm in my push chair, which means it's hard to get up and fart about. And write on a whiteboard that's on top. Sorry, mustn't say blackboard, should I? On a whiteboard. It's okay to say whiteboard though. Yeah, we're great. We're cool with everything, man. White people, we're cool with everything. I think that's what we should I think that should be our motto. Anyway, yeah. So I was talking fucking cue cards, and now we're talking weather, weren't I? So yeah, and then you've got this switch, and so the blocking sun out. Oh yeah, the AD when he went away, and he sent me. Oh God, he said. Josh Higgins says Facebook has running subtitles as you speak, Jason. It blocks out your swear words. Scary AI. It is fucking hell. That's all right, isn't it? Fucking hell. Scary. So I can't even deny I said out. Can I scroll down there? It'll be there. Anyway, who cares? So yeah, AD sent me this a newspaper. He got a local newspaper that were obviously English, that were for Phuket. I think it were for Phuket. And on that in that newspaper, it said that they'd ordered more rain. They wanted the government of Phuket had asked the national government for more rain in Phuket because they wanted more rain for the crops and stuff like that. So there you go. That's how long it's been. How long is it since 80s? That was ages ago. It must have been 3 or 4 years ago that he did that. He showed me that. So I mean, we know that this has been going on for a long time. It's on Top Gear. There's a Top Gear episode where they make a cloud, they make it rain over Jeremy Clarkson in desert. It's and that's on Top Gear. That must have been before 2010. So this stuff's been going on for a while, and now it's now they can reveal it because people aren't really. It's pronounced Phuket here. Okay, fuck it, yeah, Phuket, yeah. Yeah, so they're announcing these things, and this is what's happened with the so that's a bait and switch. And then there's another example: is they got everyone to have smart meters. It was smart meters everywhere. Everywhere were smart meters. Now, then what happens? Everyone's got. Let's say everybody who's going to have a smart meter has probably got one by now. There's not one here. I ain't got one. Won't have one, and it's not because of the fucking 5G or the wireless thing. Yeah, although that is a factor, but the reason I won't have it here is because they can just cut you off at any point. They can just say, "Oh, we're using too much. We need to save some energy," and just switch off an area. And everybody who's got a smart meter, it's just going to go off. There's going to just be my lights on, and then what's going to happen? Everyone's going to come round and want to watch my telly. So You know, I'll be charging them at door. These are times. I've watched Minder this afternoon. I'm thinking like Arthur Daly. See, these are austere times, Justine. What? Nothing from back there. Nothing. Oh, can't believe it. Bill Gates is obsessed with blacking out the sun, says Uni. Evening, Uni. Yeah, he is. But this smart meters, so they can just turn them off. Whereas if you want to turn my electric off, they've got to go to a magistrate, get a warrant to enter the house. They've got to come in and they've got to take it off there. They can't. There's no other way they can do it. So with anybody who's got a smart meter, it's just a flick of a switch. Boom, it's gone. Just turn it off. It don't matter whether you paid your bill. It'll not be about whether you've paid your bill or not, even though they've just ranked it up by 50 odd percent, 54%, I think. 54% increase in prices in utilities. That's what that's the thing, is they can just switch it off. So there's going to be a lot of people they can just switch it off either when you've not paid your bill or you can't afford to pay your bill. I mean, that happens a lot. There's going to be a load of people that just can't afford to pay the bill. They can't afford to have electric, and it's going to cause people to be cut off. And then but what are those people going to do? It's my human rights. Yeah, all right. Well, we've got, if you go down and get a court order to make us switch it back on, they're switching it round so that they don't have to go and get a court order. You have to go and get one to get them to switch it back on. That'll be the case. So there we go. And then when they say, oh, well, we're going to have remember when they had Earth Day, Earth Hour or something, and they said, don't use anything. No electric, and I don't fucking know when it were. But we didn't take no notice. Nobody takes no notice, do they, really? Apart from these fucking people that are trying to raise money, get money from other people. It's another fucking thing and all. Yeah, so they've raised it 54%. It's 54%. It's gone up. People aren't going to be able to pay. It's going to be switched off. Then they'll be saying, okay, well, what we need to do is, because we're on today's carbon count, that'll be another thing. Carbon count for this such and such area will be whatever. They'll fucking make some shit up. There'll be amber. Like when they had terrorism were about, and then they had all these warnings with different fucking colours. Amber, red, orange, fucking amber, green, blue. It's fucking all different words. Severe. What's the terrorism? You go into a police station, it says on wall, what's the terrorism fucking threat? And then it says severe. Someone's fucking put severe written on it. What the fuck does that mean? Severe. Severe. Don't paint Z on it, Dinny. Yeah, Dinny can't paint Zs on anything. Yeah, so that's what they'll be, and then they'll be saying, well, there's a carbon, there's high carbon usage in such an area, so we're having to cut everyone's electric off because we're trying to save planet. And nobody, you want to save planet, you want to know where you live, don't you? You want to, oh shit, balloons. You want to, oh bollocks. Sorry, everybody, I'm just trying to that's how long it took me to put a Z in. That is how long. That's all that I was doing then when I was messing about. I was trying to put a Z in when I weren't talking. I was trying to put one Z in the thing, and I couldn't even do that. I called that. It's a country near Spain, Sevilla. Oh, right, okay. It's a place in Spain, isn't it? Seville. That's what they call it, isn't it? Seville, locally. I don't know. Perhaps I'm being racist towards Spanish. Can I call them Spaniards anymore? Can I?
You can call them Spaniards, but you can't call them Spics.
I can call them Spaniards, but not Spics.
Yeah.
So I can't say Spics at all.
No.
If I get saying Spics, do they kick me off?
Yeah.
I best not say Spics then, should I? Yeah. So you can't say that. I bet you can't. I bet I can't even call Welsh Dave a taffy, can I? Can I do that? Call him a taffy?
Yeah.
I can, but not a sheepshagger.
No.
Right. Okay. Fair enough. Fucking hell. I used to get called a sheep shagger. Us Yorkshire people, we get called sheep shagger as well. So don't worry about it, Dave. You know, just keep on running after them sheeps. Spaniels is the politically correct term. Yeah, it's a fucking dog, isn't it?
Cockney rhyming slang for tits.
And what? Cockney rhyming song for tits? What is? No, they're Bristols, aren't they?
Spaniels.
Spaniel. No, Spaniel's ears. Yeah, Spaniel's ears is when your springs have gone in your tits, isn't it? That's what they call it. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just talking about just confirming. My wife's behind this green screen. She's she's somewhere in this on this spaceship, not on this green screen, but somewhere on this spaceship, knocking about somewhere. She's out back. She's in galley cooking tea.
Opening some pouches.
Oh, what?
Opening some pouches.
Opening some pouches.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, opening some pouches. Because I'm on spaceship, innit? See, I'm fucking not here today. You'll be okay in space station. She's pulling the. She is pulling the strings. She's my handler. You'd call it. You know when they all say, "Oh, he's MK Ultra and he's fucking this or that or other." They'll say she's my handler. She does help with the continuity. You're right there, B. Bob Rebozo. But the thing is she'll piss off to bed in about 10 minutes or whatever, and then I'm down here on my own, aren't I? Like, you know, and I've got nobody to I've got nobody to prompt me now. You know, idiot prompter. What do they call them now? Wives. Yeah. All right. Yeah, wives. That'll do. Yeah, all right. This is my show, not yours. Smash that kike button, says Preston Nipples. Preston Nipples, good name. I like that. Pressed on nipples. My nipples are pressed on. I've got my nipples are right big like plates. You know, I always equate them to like teenage girl tits because they're like really big. You know, when I were a lad, when we used to spy on girls in other changing rooms. Never did that. Just making it all up. This is show business. Oh dear. Says, can't make this shite up, says Dinny. Evening, Dinny. Are you all right, mate? Are you there in the woods, bare-breasted, and just about to take a cuckold a bear and take its mate because it's springtime and love is in the air, and Dinny's in the middle of the forest. Jason's saucepan sizzlers. Yeah, I've got to show your nipples, Jason. See, I've done. I'm not going to show them my nipples. Because you know what it'll be next, won't it? It'll be, it's Face ID on phones, and it'll be nipple ID one day, and somebody will have my nipples all over internet, and they'll be able to nipple me. Dinny's all good, mate. Good. I'm glad you're. I'm glad you're good. I'm glad you're good. What? I don't know what did you make of Steve the other night? From Steve Was the Steve Was show, and he did say he put a comment on, I think, inviting me onto their show to talk about 9/11. But I think I'm gonna decline. I'd watched a bit of the show, and I don't know what would I don't really. I'm not a very good guest, so I don't think I should. But thanks for the invitation anyway to Steve and Was, if you're there. Oh, here we go. We've got somebody with us. Lord James.
Hello, sir. How are you well?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm not too bad. I'm still fucking mental. I'll always be fucking mental, but what can you do?
Hey, you can't do no, can you? You've got to fucking embrace and enhance the mentalness.
You know what? If you went on that show, I don't mind Steve, but you can't. You can't. He's not open to argument. I think it's cognitive dissonance in the sense of it. If all the things critical thinkers prove true, and get some people live in a fucking candy floss world, and if you rip the candy floss away from them, the fucking heads will go. You know. So I just think that's why he vehemently defends everything from JFK not being a conspiracy to 9/11 not being a conspiracy to vaccines being good and we live in the best possible world, the best time in history, and all this kind of fucking furry story shit. You know.
Well, I mean, people are entitled to live like that, aren't they? I mean, a lot of people do, and people are entitled to. It's their thing. But I just thought if I went on and because he said he wanted to debate or talk about 9/11,
Well,
if I went on,
let me just say, he's off again. That Dennis Kerr wanking himself off in a fucking forest in Castle Grayskull.
didn't
fuck you fucking knobhead. Yeah, and
didn't he? Fucking calm it down, man. Whatever you're doing, I can't even see.
he's just a dickhead. Yeah, where was we? But yeah, I get that, and I don't watch the news anymore because I'm not. I've kind of divorced myself. I'm just concentrating on myself, and you can't get involved. I don't think. I think there comes a point. Paul Maiden, God rest his soul, one of the best pieces of advice he ever gave me regarding conspiracy critical thinking. Sometimes you need to put it back on the shelf and get on with your fucking day. And you can't be sat there all night worrying about adrenochrome, the Bilderberg group, fucking. You can't. Sometimes you just have to fuck it off, don't you, and just get on with your life, and what's going on in your world, and
that's how I survive. I just, like you say, when I'm not doing this is why this is so fucking crap, because I rarely even do anything. I just watch shit, and just get on with doing stuff. Like somebody asked about Aid. I go swimming twice a week, so me and Adi go. Adi had a stroke. He's a guy who used to be on this show. And he had a stroke, so I go swimming with him on twice a week, and get out of it, and just try not to do anything apart from on day it shows.
Well, I've really cut back on my live streams because, well, I don't do it. I'd rather just jump on other people's now. It's just kind of easier, and I was doing 3 hours a night. You can't do it. It takes it out of you.
That would have killed you, that man. What you were doing we're going to end up fucking. You were just going to be stressed out to death.
Exactly. I mean, you've got it right. You do 2 a week, and I actually look forward to watching yours. Who do I watch? There's years I watch. There's Ian who does one about weed, can't beat the weed, but mainly it's just your 2 live streams that I watch, kind of thing. You know what I mean? I like Steve and stuff, and I don't mind was, but I can't really watch those. It's like I don't know. It's not on my frequency,
Here's your mate and mine.
Your gas is free.
Your gas is free, Webby. Evening, mate.
You're not talking.
His mic's on. His mic's not on yet. Hang on, he'll come along in a minute. I didn't get to get. I were upstairs. I thought about when you were going to come on, because I weren't going to do a show, and then you said, can I continue? And I thought, I'll do a fucking show then, and because I didn't know what Webby were doing, and I thought, right, I've got an introduction for you. The best thing since fucking malt loaf. Sliced malt loaf, fucking hell. See, man,
hey, I've had to go to cold turkey on malt loaf. My doctor says like I'm going to do a fat cunt. I got borderline diabetic, and I didn't realise that every slice of malt loaf is like a Mars bar in sugar content. I thought because it says on the packet B12 and niacin, you think, oh, malty goodness. I'm filling my body with fucking nutrients, but really it's just a sugar bomb, and so I've just cut back on the old sugar, and
and do you have butter on it and all?
I did do, yeah, but no, I don't. I've really cut back on sweet stuff. I just, I don't. I can't. I'm just trying to. I've been going to gym a while, and that is good for your mind. Well, like, if you're not eating right, it's like the old saying, you can't train a bad diet. And plus, you do feel better in your mind when you eat food. You know, whatever you eat, it reflects mentally. You know what I mean? And so if you're eating shit all day, you're gonna have shit thoughts. You know.
Exactly. If that's it, you are what you eat, aren't you? And your malt loaf, sliced malt loaf, the
It's
best
like,
thing since then.
it's a fallacy sliced malt loaf because it sticks back together when they've sliced it. So you're still fucking about with it. You know what I mean? And I don't know. There's something more old school about old school where you have to like chop it up yourself. There's something more manly about unsliced malt loaf. It's a bit LGBT. It's a bit fucking LGBT, isn't it? Fucking sliced malt loaf. You know what you do.
Yeah, a bit LGBT. Just a fucking bit LGBT. So what do you make of it? What did you make of Will Smith and his slap?
I go to a boxing gym and I talked to some of the lads there, some of the trainers. It was completely fucking staged. It was crazy, and you can watch. And Will Smith bangs his chest. You know what? If you came up to me and rattled me around the fucking face, I wouldn't regain composure in seconds and to read a fucking script. You watch Chris Rock, he completely gained report. As soon as he just done that, and as soon if somebody cracks you in the fucking head, it knocks your brain for fucking six, and you're disorientated, and you'd be a mixture of shocked, angry. You know what I mean? You won't be able to process what had happened to you. You'd be full of fucking adrenaline. So complete bullshit. For what reason? The Oscars are doing shit. Apparently, I think the ratings have plummeted, or is it a distraction tactic for something else? I don't know.
Yeah, well, apparently Pfizer have got a pill for alopecia coming out.
Oh, did you reckon that's what the deal is, kind of thing? Yeah,
I have no idea. I ain't got a clue. I mean, I saw it and I thought it's fucking staged, and apart from that, I couldn't give a fuck. You know what the fucking?
No, exactly. I mean, when you see people debating about it, and it's thinking like, evidently you just watch the clip, and it's staged. It's just fucking staged. And some people have said, "Oh, Will, that's got to be kind of real because Will Smith looks so angry. He's a fucking actor. He's a very good actor."
He's fucking. He didn't look angry when he was laughing at fucking joke.
Well, right, be angry. You're an actor. You bang it. You're in the zone. You're fucking angry. You know what I mean? And then it's shit. It's fucking waffle. You know what I mean? Well, you know what? I mean, and I don't know if this is going to be like buckets of water poured on it. Everybody thinks now, and everybody apparently, from what we can gather, we're heading towards financial fucking ruin, all of us, with the gas. Although it's free, the prices are going up, and fuel prices are going up, and food price, and all this shit. People should prepare by. I think people should learn about cryptocurrency as an invest or invest in the money. In things. If they want that, or they just hurtle towards fucking. I suppose it's like being in a canoe and seeing the edge of a fucking, waterfall and just saying, "Yeah, that's coming. We're gonna fucking go over edge any soon." For a couple of years, instead of fighting against it, I don't know. It depends what people want, don't they? I'm sure loads of people slag it, but if people like it or not, within the next few years, if we all live in this society, we're all going to be using cryptocurrency on a fucking daily basis, but it's going to be the government's cryptocurrency.
That's the problem with it, though, isn't it? That's the problem with the whole fucking thing. By the way, Webby's disappeared. I don't know where he's gone. Don't know whether he had a problem because he didn't even get his mic on. So just get back on, Webby, and get just.
Well, the thing, you know what? I can understand people's distrust in it. I really can, because it's not tangible. You can't see it. You can't hold it. You can't put it in a drawer. Well, you can on an hard wallet, but if you feel that strongly about it, just use it to make money. Then flip it into fucking gold. Gold has been used for thousands of years as a store of value. I
Yeah,
don't know.
it will do. Gold, yeah, I mean gold, as long as it's real gold and not fucking paper gold. 'Cause they do sell paper gold, you know
Oh
that,
yeah,
don't
well that's gone back to the Knights Templar, hasn't it? And that's where it first started, wasn't it? The paper gold thing, you know what I mean? Where they deposit the gold in these little huts, and while they go on the travels, and then they work saying, "Oh fucking hell, we can give it more receipts than we actually have in gold."
they? Yeah.
But gold to have it is, a store of
Yeah, it's
value.
tangible.
Because cash is just going down the toilet.
How you doing, Webby?
I'm not bad, lads. Can you hear me okay?
Are you
Yeah,
going Costa on Sunday, love?
I think I'll be up for that, mate. I think I should be okay for
I
that,
bet
son.
you will be out fucking free breeze drive off me.
Yeah, I'll never get it as timed as good as you, Jim. You're either there with the brew already, or I'm there with the brew already. I don't know how you do that. It's like you're watching me,
I'm
mate.
actually hiding behind a bush and seeing what you're up to.
Hey, I hope you're not like that PCSO that got caught down in London in that park masturbating because he was stressed.
Normally Pennington Flash is my spot for tension relief of that nature. After we've finished our coffees, that's that.
Oh,
You
just need to relieve that tension, do you, at Flash?
Yeah, or as the fucking deli counter, depends which is open. You know. How we doing, Web? All right.
Yeah, it's been an all right week this week. I'm getting there. You know, Jim. It's up and down with this shit.
Yeah,
you're just trying to keep yourself straight.
I was just talking to Jason about sometimes you have to divorce yourself from it all and just get on with what's around you and the people who are around you. And, just do the best you can.
To be fair, like I was saying to Jason, it was more. I didn't want to be around anybody. I'd just rather have stayed on my own. But you can't do that. You've just got to get through it.
It's not that really. You'd think that would be. It makes you worse, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because you have too much time.
How have you been, Jace?
Me, I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. Top at world. I'm getting out and about. I've been fucking stuck in for ages. So everyone got ill and I got better, and that's just how it is. But I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling good about things. Like I say, I've been with Adi today. We've been swimming, and he's doing all right. He's still waiting for his driving license back. Please, God, give him his driving license back, somebody. But yeah, he's doing all right. He's doing all right.
Good stuff. Yeah, I heard you touching on JFK earlier on. Have you? I don't know if I've mentioned this to you. There's going to be a documentary coming out. A Facebook friend of mine.
Is that the one by Stephen Was, Webber?
Is it Steve Cameron?
No, Stephen Was. Are they doing this documentary on JFK?
No, because I'm planning on watching this one.
Yeah.
No, it's a lad called Steve Cameron, but it's to do with Meatloaf. No, not many people know Meatloaf has a story about JFK. Have you heard it, Jace?
Meatloaf? No.
Yeah. Apparently, as a teenager or whatever, driving down, I think it's called Stenaway Driveway or something, where where JFK was. He's driving down there with two of his mates in the car, and there's a fella in the middle of the carriageway. There's 3 lanes. He said, so he swapped lane to get away from him. The fella swapped lanes. So he swapped lanes again. The fella swapped lanes. So he eventually come to a stop. And this fella comes walking up to the side window and slaps a police badge, a shield, onto the side of the car and said, I'm commandeering your car, Secret Service. He jumps in the car. The kids scooch over. Meatloaf sat there. He says, we're doing like 100 miles an hour at this point. He says, when we get to Parkland Hospital, and he said, you kids stay there. And he says, after 5-10 minutes, we sat there in the car and we said, let's just get out. And he said, we got out. And he said, the limousine's there. It's covered in blood. There's flowers in it. And he said, it looked beautiful, but morbidly so. He said it was that kind. He says it's indescribable. And now he's making, that's like the teaser bit. But Meatloaf's been on shows talking about this. He said the Secret Serviceman offered him and his mates $100 for using the car, and they said no, we don't want it. So he gave him a $5 bill, and they ripped it into 3. And he said, we've still got our shares of that dollar bill from that day. So I don't know what the full story is, because I'm looking to find out what he said. Maybe what he saw in the car. Maybe he's seen a bullet hole that shouldn't really be there, type thing, because there was only 3 bullets. Remember.
I can't really say anything about it till Woz has analysed it.
Well, I've seen.
When Steve and Woz have given it the once over, Webby, I'll get back to you. But until then, I can't. I'll have to dismiss this as falsehood.
Good one, nice. Yeah, somebody in the chat room said that I'm probably devastated now that Steve's been on and debunked everything. But as soon as they started, you're not still doing that again about the bills of exchange, and I'm thinking, I don't know what to say. I really don't, because all I ever heard after that was, well, I think, and it was, well, we've got to believe in something.
Yeah, that were a great line, that, weren't it? I love that line.
We've got to believe in something. What do you mean we've got to believe in something? Your mother and father taught you to work hard and pay your bills in a debt-based economy. That's wrong. Your mum and dad said banks lend money. That's wrong. What shall we believe in? Because this system taught them that. So now we've got to believe everything else, because they've lied about those 2 fundamental things, but they won't lie about anything else. I find that really difficult to try
because
and
they
live a
don't.
life
Because
around.
they don't listen. They don't. They live in a place where they've been trusted because they've been taught to trust people, especially like doctors and things like that. They've been taught that. That's just the way they are. You just can't. Some people you're just never going to get through to, and you just have to deal with that. You see. And when he were sort of giving me. I even conceded some bits. I said that it was possible that that these shots came from the same place. I said that was possible, and then he tried to turn it on me and say, "Well, you agreed that the shots come from there," and I said, "No, I didn't. I conceded the point simply because just to move on the conversation." But
well, I found it very interesting when he was describing the show, and he said it's part of my act. I thought, that's an interesting word that you've just used. It's part of your act. I don't know. It's very strange for me. It's very strange for me, because if there's only those 3 shots and they all came from that place, where did the bullet come from that hit the curbstone, that deflected fragments that hit James Teague in the chin? Where did the bullet come from that hit the turf of the grass? There's a photograph where the turf's been lifted, that's 2 bullets, as well as the 3.
I know,
so
but
now all of them come from that.
You won't get that though, Ian. He won't know, will he? He won't know and go and look at that, because that's not what he's built like.
Exactly, that's the point. That's the point. So if we've all got to believe anything, I can't be bothered lowering my consciousness to let's just believe that. I can't do that anymore.
Well, I've got a show to do, so I've got to sometimes.
Well, I don't think that was a show there. I think you could. I think you could have probably terminated him with it, because I thought you went really easy on him.
What am I supposed to do? With your knowledge, easy on him. What's the point if he's not going to believe? I know I'm making a few points, but I'm banging my head against a brick wall. You know what?
Yeah,
when you bang your head against a brick wall, it hurts. So I don't do it.
Definitely would.
That's what people will find out for themselves. They will. They'll find out. Jimmy's found out. All right, for himself. I mean, he don't he don't think a lot of things that we think, but he knows that it's not right. This is not right. People find out themselves. You've got to let them find out themselves. we can keep doing this, and somebody might one day come along, hear something, come along and listen to one of these. But you're never going to be able to. You're never going to be able to turn somebody. It's just a fucking pointless act. It's just an argument, and you know, arguments get really good fucking ratings, don't they?
They do. They very
That's
much do.
You know what? That's the sad thing about YouTube now. You can do something like this and can get limited views. You make a video calling such a body out saying, "You dickhead, let's have a fight. We'll have a boxing match." You get hundreds of thousands of fucking views, and that's part of the divide and conquer fucking thing, isn't it? You know what I mean? And perhaps YouTube. That's why YouTube algorithm supports shit like that. You know, just dissension and fucking knobheads calling each other out and threatening each other and stuff.
Well, it's a part of his culture. They taught it. They shown it on fucking soap operas from a young age. Soap operas now, they target young kids. They didn't used to be. It used to be for mother, you know, after she'd fucking done all housework all day, sit down and watch a soap opera. That's what they were about. Coronation Street when it started. But it's not now. It's about shaping society. It's about building a non-culture. So there's no specific part. There's no specific part that you can point to and say that's that culture. It's all fucking higgledy-piggledy all over the place. And the people that are keeping the cultures, such as Muslims and stuff like that, they get fucking demonized.
And there's always a blacker. No, I'm not racist, but there's more black people in adverts now than white people. There's always a transvestite in an advert. It could be fucking fish fingers or something. Where the transvestite we're passed on roller skates.
Oh yeah, they've got to have mixed race. You can't have one race of people, even if it's an all black family. If it's an all black family, if it's an all white family, but they don't do it. They're all mixed.
It's out of balance, isn't it? Though, you know what I mean? You know, we don't live in a predominantly black country. I'm only just saying.
Oh yeah. It's we're these are all things that again that are fucking divide us. But you've got to see that that's what they're there for, is to divide us.
I was just going to say that. The reason that it's in the adverts and it's all like that is to create talking points where somebody can become offended and start slating somebody. This is what the culture is. It's about being offended by everything. And we already know that in a high court case over Twitter, you can be offended all you like, but you can't be offended in law. So we've got to start growing up. We've got to start realising that we must start to talk and debate this. I don't know if it was Jimmy that mentioned it or somebody mentioned it about my gas video, and it's going to go, I think it was in the chat room, it's going to go mad. Well, I can't tell you how many hits I've had in the past week coming up to this. I've come home to over 20 friend requests just because of what the price rises are doing. And it's strange because people, the TikTok video that the Manchester girl did, where she said the National Grid owns all the gas, water and electric, so it's free, so stop paying. That's absolutely ridiculous. Changing your meter and then not registering it because, nobody knows I'm using it. Well, basically what you're doing on paper there is you're committing fraud against the taxpayer, because if this system claims you live in a shop, you live in a business, so your gas, water and electric you must pay. That's how they treat you. Well, if you go off the grid but they know there's a gas supply there and they find that there's somebody living there but you're ignoring the letters, because they can say, well, there's obviously nobody living there because they're ignoring us, they can just break in and cap you because they're legally obliged to cap an empty house to make it safe. So by doing that, you're giving them ammunition. All I can say is, under that bills of exchange, you can get your meter, you can get a brand new meter, as long as a qualified engineer fits it and gives you a safety certificate. Your obligation then under bills of exchange is to register that meter with a billing agent so they can meter it and generate a bill so that the creditor can set it off against the national debt. If you don't do that, you're committing fraud against the taxpayer. They're committing fraud by forcing you into paying it. But it's all about jurisdiction. And while everybody's arguing about I have no contract and they'll run away with everything because you're missing it. You're missing what could stop it, and that's the jurisdiction. So you've got to stop them doing what you're doing. I theorise going for an injunction if they start with me again. Injunction, stop them doing what they're doing, present the case in court. It's basic commerce. Just learn it. Just go and learn it.
Yeah, people. That's what people need to do. I mean, these, like you said, Paul, you're just about to become like famous in the world, in the conspiracy world, and what the alternative world. You're going to be sharing a stage with David Icke and.
Oh, mate! Did you see that today? Did you see that
I did. Yeah.
Article of David Icke today? He's now going on to. He's going on to Strictly Come Dancing, and he's delighted. It's true. Is this
actually true?
Listen. I don't know if it's an April Fool's, but it was a Telegraph this morning. David Icke was on it on the Telegraph front page on the line, and it said David Icke is going to be on Strictly Come Dancing. He says, "I'm delighted to be back at the BBC after 33 years." That key number.
It's fucking.
And then I went to work. So I never found anything else out after that.
No, it were. I know you posted it, Denny, but I'd seen it earlier on. I saw it this morning. So someone said they must have took the article and replaced it with the Richie Allen show because Denny sent it me. So
that was it. It was a Richie Allen show. Sorry, it was a Richie Allen show, and I thought it must be an April Fool's joke.
Isn't it?
It must be, but I went to work and then I never found anything else after that. But I just thought, wow, that can't be right. That's real slap in the face. That's true.
Yeah, he's it were Richie Allen did it. It were Denny sent it me. I saw it this morning, and I just thought I was having a shit before I went swimming. And I just thought, that's bollocks.
What, at the side of the pool?
Yeah, he normally does it at the side of the pool, yeah.
You said you was having a shit before you went swimming, or at the side of the pool?
Yeah, on that push chair that they take me on and tip me in.
Fair play to you.
I was having a shit just on there.
What do you make of Richie Allen?
I don't know what he's doing now. So I know he's doing his show. He'll be doing his show, but I've never really, I've not really in the last few years since probably about 2018 that I've really listened to him. So I don't know what he's doing. But I didn't really think much of him. I didn't mind him, but there were a lot of things that I did an entire show debunking one of his. Because it just fucking made utter fucking shit up. And I knew for a fact that it were utter shit, and I fucking debunked the whole fucking thing.
What happened to that television show, this channel they were starting to call The People's Voice? There was some controversy with it, money going missing, wasn't there? They tried to start David Icke and Richie Allen and all them. Tried to start
Don't start him off on The People's Voice.
Go on.
Wait, he fucking got loads of money, didn't he? It were rinsing people for money. They got all these fucking posh studios, apparently, allegedly. They got all these. So what he's done, he says, "You've got all these posh studios. I've got all these daft cunts. So fucking give me money." What we'll do is we'll rinse them, and we'll split fucking profits, and we'll make out that we've rented these studios.
Mm.
That's what he did, and he threw about. They were at least 300,000 quid. They probably more, but they were at least 300,000 quid. And Adi were fucking donating 10 quid a month at one point to People's Voice.
Yeah, I remember him saying
business,
that.
Isn't it?
Yeah, the People's fucking Invoice.
That fucking Brian Rose, where he said, I need £10 million to start the people's. Is it something from the Freedom Platform or something? And then if somebody found out that it was using a free server for fucking host it. You know what I mean? But and then he kind of stood for more, and he used to do these programs with Ike and bill them like they're going to change the consciousness of mankind. I was on him and David Icke sat on fucking chairs. It was like me and Webby and fucking Costa. It sounded like me and Webby and Costa's going to change the fucking world by talking shit in Lee over a brew. And it was just the same thing with Bill was. This is the fucking pivotal point in the fucking history of. Anyway, tune in and play subscription to fucking watch it. Now all he's doing is advertising cryptocurrency, the prick.
Yeah, he came out of nowhere, that Brian Rolls, and then all of a sudden he's getting all these guests on, and then these other shows pop up that I've never heard of, and you've got these other people who've got these big guests on, and I thought, how come I can't get on any of this? I mean, Gareth Ike's been on my show a few times. I can't get on his though. He's too busy. He only does a podcast with one lad, so I can't get onto a bigger platform to talk about the bills of exchange. And every
You're not part of it, though, are you yet?
No, but that's what I'm saying. Every time I try and speak about it to people who are, who've got platforms like that, they always seem to go, yes, interesting, and then talk about something else. I don't get it. I find that it's such a big part of life. You talk to work hard and pay your bills, that's wrong. Why does nobody want to understand why that is wrong? I don't get it. Well, I've got a life, I love my kids, and I want to do this and that. Well, you've got a life and you love your kids, but you're willing to teach them what you've been taught and allow these people to steal everything. I don't get it.
No,
Preston,
go on.
Preston Nipple says Devlin, Ike, Sheridan, Peterson, Eigen, and many more fantastical shite. There's Max Egan in a show then.
I don't know about Max. Listen, I don't know about any of them. Look, all I'm doing is they're probably not fucking all paid fucking shills and what have you. But what they are is like when you're let's just say you fame. You've had a bit of a brush with like fame. Would you say? Ish. Yeah. Right. So there you go. You know what it's like. It's the same. It's the same in the alternative. They'll get to a point. This is why I don't want this to go any bigger than this, because then I don't want it to have fucking sponsors and that and this and that and other, because I don't want to fucking rinse people. I just want to talk. So once they get to a certain level, what they do is they don't fucking want to know the ones that are right lower, because they're looking up rather than looking down, and that's what happens. See, it happens in regular media. It happens in alternative media. It's a self-perpetuating thing because people have got this desire for money and to own things and have things. And if you think they can make money out of it, there's something there you can make money out of that. Well, I don't want to make money. That's what your attitude should be. I don't want to make fucking money out of it. If it's too much for me to do, I won't do it. Because then you've got like an expectation. People are expecting that you don't want to lose your becoming relevant. You don't want to be someone that's not on everybody's lips. So you've got to keep coming up with new things all the time.
Chris Partridge has just said you'll have to take some time off, Jace, to deplete your viewing numbers, because you've got 66 watching now.
68. Oh, there's a couple on Facebook as well, which is unusual because I never really get anybody off fucking Facebook. Facebook is fucking wank. It is absolutely fucking wank.
I've deactivated it. I've fucked it off.
Yeah, I've only used it for this. And I generally, and when I'm having a shit, I'm generally on YouTube. But by the way, the other night he was so fucking, that Steve had fucking wound me up a little bit. You know what I found myself doing afterwards? I was smoking a fucking joint here, and I'm sat, and I watched a YouTube video. So I've got 3 screens here with 3 different laptops, and I've got my fucking. And I ended up. I sat here. I was so fucking stunned and like monged. I sat and watched a video on YouTube where a bloke who fucking bought 50 pence pieces for 80 quid. And he was seeing if there were any in there that were like worth more, because some 50p's are worth a lot of money apparently, or worth a bit more. And I think he made an 11 quid profit. But you know, they were all either some. And I watched that, and I watched this bloke for half an hour, 38 minutes, I think it were. And I was just sat mesmerised watching this thing, and because I was just wanting to get out of me the mode that I'd been in.
Yeah, I like them, but the backwards. Steve, what do you think of 9/11, Steve? Well, it's a lot of rubbish.
That's what I mean, Jim. It's I know loads of people like Steve, but I don't know anybody who is so close-minded like Steve. I know people who are ignorant to information and they've got an opinion. But again, everybody's entitled to opinions. But if your opinion's based on nothing, then why should I even entertain your opinion as being valid, as entitled you are to have it? You know, I mean, straight away, Jim, when he come on, and he shouted over me about, oh, you're not still going on about this crap, Webby. I don't understand it. You're a grown man. You've got kids. You're teaching them how to not act properly, as we were all taught. I've got some new information that you've never seen, but you're not interested, because we've all got to believe in something. So let's just make shit up. I don't get that mentality. I really don't. And if you are really that close-minded, that's one thing. You can't do anything about that. But if you're actively acting against that just because you want some ratings on YouTube, or you want to get something bigger or better out of it, or you just want to look great, I don't know. It's one of those things. I would have loved to have, when you were talking about it, Jim, and they were like, a couple of local lads just started this podcast up and they were asking questions. I thought, oh, that sounds interesting, that, because I've got information that not many people know. So I would have liked to have gone on, but then when I've watched the show, and then when I've spoken, and then I've seen what he's saying, it's nothing about having a go at him or having a go at his show or anything like that. It was disappointing, because I've spoken to people like that before who just want to go, oh no, that's a load of shit. What a load of rubbish. Well, I don't want to waste my time with people like that anymore. I've done it. I've tried to convince my own family who are like that. They're not interested in learning. They'll just keep going with your head down. Keep going. I'll pay me bills. Well, what are you going to do when the economy collapses?
It won't until it comes to the door, though, Webby. We know this.
Exactly, exactly. Well, that's the point with that. That's the point with that. I mean, somebody put in the chat room, don't be having a go at them. It's not about having a go at people. Who cares about having
We're not having a go anyway. It's just our opinion, that's all. I was just saying, I was making more of a point about just that I watched some rubbish afterwards just to get out of it. You know what I mean? So just to get out of that, even just doing a show. You know, I'm not just particularly talking about that show. I do stuff like that all the time. It was just that I just thought that this one was quite funny. And it seems that we've got somebody in chat room who collects 50s, so knows what we're on about. But yeah, these 50p pieces that have got like different shit on them.
Sorry, I'm talking over you, Jason. I apologise. Here, Steve, have you heard this? They're saying Meatloaf shot JFK. Meatloaf shot JFK, Steve. And that's what the song 2 out of 3 ain't bad. He took 3 shots at JFK.
Oh, he missed one, didn't he? It would have been Meatloaf then. That must be right.
Meatloaf, back out of hell. That's how he left on his bicycle when he shot JFK.
Listen, the good lads. I'm sure the good lads. I don't know them, but I'm sure the good lads. People have got different fucking things, and although we might not be able to understand it, we can live with it, can't we? We're gonna have to, because we've all got to live together.
It is what it is. It is what it is, mate. I mean, like I said, if somebody came up to me and we were having a debate about a subject, depending on what the subject was, say I don't know anything about that subject, but it's an interesting subject, then if you know what you're talking about, then I'm interested. Oh, that's an interesting subject. What do you know about it? This. Oh, right. I'm going to go and have a look at that. I think me and Jimmy had a conversation on Sunday about where everybody knows that the rainbow is originally God's symbol, God's sign. So we both, near enough at the same time, wonder where that really comes from, because we know it's God's. Where does that come from? And I said to Jim, I said, well, when I get home, I'm going to have a look at that. And it was a symbol. It was a symbol to show. It was a bow, which was like, it's back in scriptural times, a bow would have been a weapon. And it was a symbol to show that God would never use that weapon again. That's what it says in scriptures. That's what the symbol was for. So I said I'd go and have a look, Jim.
Yeah, my friend Chris, who used to do a lot of Bible study, said it was a covenant. It was God's covenant with man. Is that what you're saying as well?
Yeah, it was God's covenant with man. Said, I've used the flood. I'll never do that ever again.
And it's basically satanic inversion. What they invert things that were pure, don't they, and like give them kind of.
Well, they take everything. Yeah, they take everything and use it as something else. It's like Catholicism. Oh yeah, we're Christians. Let's unveil a statue of Moloch, the demonic god we used to sacrifice the firstborn to. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. You can't have it this way. And when you actually start to think about it, you get an understanding of things. But we are so freewheeling through life with everything what we've been taught, and we're still trying to look for ourselves. We're still trying to look for something. How many people do you know who invest everything into the job, and they work all those hours and then they're still miserable? People who've got everything, millionaires got everything, and they're not happy. And then you've got homeless people who are happy as Larry, but would rather not be on the streets.
Alan Watts, I know you're probably both familiar with Alan Watts, and he said of our society and how we're brought up was similar to like luring a cat down a corridor, like, here, kitty, because then throughout your life you're moving on to the next thing. Or when I leave school, I'll go to college, and then when I've got college, I'll have all these degrees, and when I've got all these degrees, I'll get a job, and then when I'll do better in that job, and then eventually I'll be a director of the company where I want to be. And then says one day you get there and you think, well, what the fuck's all this about? It's like when Tyson Fury won his first heavyweight championship at World, his fucking head fell off because all he wanted all his life was be heavyweight champion at World, and then he got to it. And he's like, well, fuck, what am I going to do now? You know, and we're all living in this kind of I saw a counsellor friend of mine called Joe. It's called the myth of arrival. We're all living. Most people are living in this kind of myth of when we get to a certain point in our lives, we'll find nirvana.
We'll be happy. We'll be happy, yeah.
When I get £10,000 in the bank, I'll be happy. When I go when I get that girl I've been after for years, I'll be happy. And when I get that car, all this kind of shit. And it's like I said, it's just fooling yourself, aren't you?
I remember saying to me, I had a conversation with my mum when I was about 6 or 7, and she'd been talking about when I leave school, get a job and all that. Even though we're only 7, and I said, why do I have to get a job, Mum? I'd rather play on my bike than go out to work. I don't want to do that. And she rattled off all these things that you want to get a house, you want to get married, you want to have kids, you want to get a car, you want to go on holiday. And I said, why? And she said, because that's life. And now I want to say, Mum, who told you that?
Can I just say something what's kind of on those lines? When I was leaving school, the teacher gave us this really dark talk about, you don't get a job, you won't be able to afford it. This is kind of paraphrasing his words, but there was these kind of words. Yeah. You don't get a job, you won't be able to afford a Mars bar when you want one. And then you look down at your shoe and your shoelace will be snapped, but you won't be able to afford to buy a new shoelace. And And I was sat there at 15 thinking, what the fuck is this prick on about? I'm not arsed. I'll buy some slip-on fucking shoes. You know what I mean? But it was just basically and saying it was kind of saying if you don't go working in a warehouse or something, because that's how at my school, that's what we was being groomed for, was like this the shit of the shit jobs. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? There was no
Yeah.
like fucking Burlington Club.
Yeah. I remember when I was the apprenticeships were just being phased out and YTS was just coming in, and even that everybody was saying, "Oh, everything's going. There's not going to be jobs for the kids coming out of school." And then they changed all that because they said, "No, they're going to go to college and they're going to get these degrees and get new jobs." And then within the last 10, 15 years, I know so many people who've ended up with degrees coming out their ears, but they can't get the job that they want, and they're working in Asda or something like that while they're waiting to get that job because everybody's gone for it. And I've seen an advertisement saying that all the new jobs are going to be virtual jobs, online virtual jobs.
Well, the thing
That's
is,
idiocracy. That's idiocracy. If you watch the film Idiocracy, that's basically what idiocracy is.
AI in the next few years, most jobs are going to be done by AI. So this is when they bring in this is when they're going to bring in universal basic income, where basically they'll tax the companies that use AI, and the money that they make from the tax they'll pay for us fucking useless human bastards to just like be effectively on the dole because we'll all be fucking redundant. You know what I mean?
Well,
But then again,
for
when that happens, you'll be completely in the government's pocket because I'm not having my vaccines. Oh, really? You're not having your UBI this month? You think
that's
about
it.
that, young man.
Your bank account suspended because you've got a strange opinion on things. But that's if any of us are left. How many people are going to be left? If we are looking at these, I mean, somebody was saying about the cases. We've had all these cases. If we stop testing, we'd be able to find out what's going on with this. But it's only now that people are starting to, they've crashed all these websites trying to put meter readings in. People have asked me, I bet you've put your meter reading in, Webby. No. Why would I do that? Nobody's listening. They're all just gunning to crash this economy, and they're trying to get as many of those smart meters in. I've had Jace hit the nail on the head with the power cuts. Northwest Electricity pushed a leaflet through my door saying, if you sign up with us, we'll give you the heads up on when you're going to have your power cut, when this is going to happen, when that's going to happen. I'm going, so you're telling us we're going to have power cuts. What are you going to blame that on? Oh, right, that's right. You're going to blame it on Putin, where we don't get gas like that for us. But you're going to blame it on Putin because nobody's listening. Nobody will understand that it's nothing to do with that, because nobody understands that neo-Nazis overthrew the government in the Ukraine and have been declaring war on, they killed 60,000 Ukrainian Russian-speaking people for 8 years. But it's Putin that's a bad thing. It's strange.
It is. It is. It is a fucking weird world we're in. Denny's put. I tried it for a week. New. Tell the truth, it was very hard. Do you remember, Jason? I can't remember. I don't even know what you're talking about, man. That's to Denny, by the way, not you.
What's he saying?
He's saying something about something. I tried it for a week now. New. Tell you the truth, it was very hard. I don't know what the fuck he's on about, man. He'd be fucking Denny. He'd be wrestling a fucking bear, ain't he?
What, wrestling Putin?
Or a fucking wolf. One of them big fucking wolf things that eats
like
things.
Beowulf. Yeah, like Beowulf. He'll be wrestling Beowulf naked.
Oh, he went offline. I don't know what his means. Oh, he went offline. Going offline.
I think
right, okay.
Yeah, I think he's answering Nubian.
Yeah, oh, right. Got you. Right. That's we've sorted that out. Yeah, somebody, it were New Bean said, what would you, let's have a look where it is down here. A questionnaire for us. Thanks for this, New Bean. Jason, to you on the panel and chat, what would you do right now if you had no PC, smartphone, iPad, or pad? Well, just fucking thrive, I reckon.
Hang on, if I didn't hear all of it. Have I got a PC still?
Now, if you had no PC, smartphone, or
No,
pad,
so no PC.
no,
Right,
essentially you're cut off from all internets.
Oh, without information, you'd have to start going back out on the street and pamphleting people. That'd be real old school. That. But how would you get that information? I mean, the information that's there now, everybody can get access to, but yet we've still got loads of idiots who don't. And idiot isn't a derogatory term; it's a legal term. If you don't know about something, that means you're an idiot in legal terms. So, but when you're actually a practicing idiot, where you go to somebody, that's new information for you. Do you want to have a look at that? No, I'm not interested in that. Well, it could save some things, you know, it could save you money. Could it? Yeah. Well, your gas, water, and electric are already prepaid. Right, let me stop you there. You're an idiot. No, you've not read this. I'm not interested. They're the people that you're at. Now, we can say that's cognitive dissonance, but that there's something there that just reboots that conscious. They can't get past that thinking level. And it's hard. I understand how hard it is because I had to unlearn everything I'd been taught. I couldn't get my head around it with what I had been taught. So I had to let go of everything and try and learn it again.
What would you do, Jimmy? We are a PC, a smartphone, or a laptop. Or
spend a lot more time
internet.
more time at Asda or Penny Flash.
I wouldn't be fucking. I wouldn't be able to afford buy Webster any brews without the internet.
It's it's fucking. Yeah, we're old enough, all three of us, to remember a time where this weren't even a fucking thing. You know, you phoned your mate up at home if it were in.
You know what? Can I just say something? In my 20s, and I was very, very lonely and isolated. And do you know what? If I didn't have, if there wasn't the advent of the internet, it probably would be the same situation. You know, it's a curse and a blessing, the internet. You know, it's woke a lot of people up, and it's put a lot of bad stuff out there. It's corrupted a lot of minds, and it's done as much harm as it's done good. But I suppose it's like a gun. It's what you use it for. You can use it to protect yourself, or you can use it to go out fucking destroying things. You know.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think it's a good thing for a lot of people. These live streams are a lot of good things for a lot of people, and I just can't be asked doing that. You know, I did it too much, and I've overkilled. You know what I mean? So, you know.
Webby,
you know what? I'm gonna say before on my live streams, but your people jump on straight away and are interacting with you. And the people on my fucking live stream, most of them, wouldn't say a word to me. So it's like, what the fuck do you want me to do? Juggle? I say, hey, have you heard this one? And it's like, you're expecting a fucking story every night, and it's can't be fucking asked. You know what I mean? It's just massively draining and frustrating when. So what we're going to talk about tonight? Look at all your men. They're all interacting. They're all talking on my live stream. We're just like fucking showing fucking dogs a card trick.
It can be hard on your own. It can be hard just doing it on your own. But I think, you know, the more I've done it, the more easier it's got. And I'm full of fucking shit, and now I just let it all go. So, well, not all of it, but I'll let enough go. I can't let it all go.
When you're talking about having the internet and that, a famous man once said that my people perish through lack of knowledge. All the knowledge is there. It's not the lack of knowledge, mate. It's the lack of inclination to go and look at something new instead of just accepting everything we've been taught in that box that doesn't have any walls, but we can't get any further. You know, it's like the old analogy about training a flea in a flea circus. They put it in a cup and put a lid on that cup for 2 days. then they take the flea out the cup, but the flea will never jump any higher than the height of that cup because it's been limited. Well, that's what we get from as soon as we cry, as soon as we get that smack on our ass and we breathe. Right, this is your life. This is the parameters. You can't do this, you can't do that, but you can do this. And then everything that should help you grow is a load of rubbish. We come from a big bang where something happens to nothing. We're in the middle of nowhere, and here you are. That's a load of shite.
It is. I know it is. Well, we all know that. We know that. So anyway,
Not all
we'd be
of
all
us.
right without internet. On the whole, I think we'd be all right without internet, don't you? If we went back to fucking time before, and
Mate, if I
people
could go back
actually-
to my childhood, I was happy. I would play football every day and doing things like that, playing on my bike and things. I wouldn't. But if I'd have had the internet, I wouldn't have done any of those things. If
Well,
they'd
you
got
don't
me
ever-
with if they'd got me with a brain chip 40 years ago, that'd have been me done. They just said, you plug this into your head, you can play at Anfield without even leaving your bedroom. I'm there.
Yeah, of course you are. It's fucking. Let's see, we're hearing this. Webby's making a cup of tea. I knew it. He was filling his cup up. I had to mute him at one point when you were talking, Jimmy, because I could hear him going kettle.
I can't
See-
mute my mic, that's all. Well, mute me.
No, you're all right. As long as I'll mute you if it gets in way. Like it's not getting in way at the moment. What were we talking about?
Internet.
Oh, internet. Yeah, fucking hell. See, it's my I've got it's because I'm having a joint. If I can have to, we're talking.
Because it's good shit. Because it's good shit, mate.
I didn't grow up in Dino. No cunt would relive the childhood. Yeah, that's fucking true. But looking back, it's fucking better than this. And we didn't have it that bad, man.
How long would you spend on Wiggy's bus?
Oh, Wiggy's fucking all time, man.
Yeah.
All time, going to Chef. Because it was fastest bus to Sheffield. But it was single decker, so it could go right fast. And it fly
Yeah, but
down.
you always got
fucking
an
hill,
hard on, you
up the
said.
Yeah, you good.
Yeah, you said you always got an hard on.
I'll tell you. Fucking hell. I said, you back on the fucking bus and it go down this hill and it'd be right bumpy. You get a fucking stiffy.
Can I ask you both something? What you know? What? All right, flat Earth and all that. I mean, I don't give a fuck what shape we live on. It could be a fucking old tea bag. I'm not a, But what's beyond? Do you think there's a realm beyond Antarctica? Another world? That's why you're not allowed to go past it. I'll go into it.
Admiral Byrd said so. It's all in his diaries. He was interviewed several times about it in the 40s. He said there's land there that we've not explored. There's minerals, there's oil, there's all coal, there's gold, there's all kinds. So,
Well, as you can see, I'm
do we
on
just
space
say he's full of
station.
shit?
So I can see that it's fucking round. So you're all fucking talking out your arses. Because I can see it's out of window.
Listen, mate, I'm quite happy to go with that it's round. I'm just not quite sure it's a ball.
I don't know what. Fucking. I don't know what it. I mean, it's not beyond the realms of possibility that beyond that is the what we call other dimensions and things like that, and perhaps this is going off in another fucking puddle, and there's like 1,000 puddles or 1 billion infinite puddles with infinite different things. I do think that like time. When people talk about reincarnation, when we talk about time, we talk about it, but it don't really exist unless somebody's keeping score. It don't exist at all. There was no concept of time. So I think that everything goes at the same time. So you might come back and be in a different period or a different somewhere. You might go reincarnate back somewhere or forward as we'd see it in a time because we measure it. But like they run side by side. I don't fucking know. This is all shit that it goes through your head when you're.
It sounds like a theory, mate. Have you wrote any mathematics to that theory?
Not have a fuck.
Where's your whiteboard? Get your whiteboard.
Fucking whiteboard out, man. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Right, this is mathematically. It shows what fucking mathematically. Show out fucking mathematically, can't you? You can prove that a fucking. You can prove a fucking. a fucking an elephant can dangle off a cliff with its
I
tail
knew
tied
you
to
was
a
going to
daisy.
use that analogy. I knew you was
Yeah.
going to use that one. That's exactly right. So I don't know maths that well. I presume all three of us don't know mathematics that well. So we have to rely on a man or a woman that said that's true because of this. But we can't reproduce it. We can't do the experiments. Somebody asked about this atmosphere of Earth, right? It's not just a vacuum and an atmosphere of Earth. We're told that the universe is forever expanding. That means it's a sucking vacuum. So we can't have it all your own way. You can't have all your own way without us asking questions. But when you get people who just go, oh, you've got to believe in something. You can't just question everything. EastEnders is on. Football, rugby. It's ridiculous.
Fucking hellfire, man. Yeah, it is. Fucking completely. It is.
Do you think
Totally
the
fucking
imprisonment? Can I
ridiculous.
just ask you a question? Do you think the imprisonment of Deirdre Rashid was a psyop?
I think probably, yeah.
Mate, I can
Probably, yeah.
tell you that sent such a great message to the people who are looking for reactions from the public. They have just put something on television and people have spent time, thousands of people spent time. Maybe some of them were just joking. Hey, I voted for Deirdre last, all that kind of stuff, but they still did it. So that means they got a great spark from the television just from doing that. What if they then transfer that from a soap opera to the news? Let's see what happens. War of the Worlds worked. When they broadcasted War of the Worlds, people killed themselves. They thought they were being invaded.
Let me just tell you. I don't know. I think I've told you, Webber. But I knew a fella who was a stagehand at Granada in the 80s, and he said most of the people running to Granada were Freemasons. And when it's interesting when I like David Icke talked about the tiptoe of things. I think things apart from now in the last 2 years they've not really tiptoe have they? It's been like a jog what they've been doing, bringing things in. But like the kind of like the character Ailey Cropper who slipped into the soap in the 90s or something or 2000s, and they're always a character you can empathise with them. Like they're never like a tranny shithouse, are they? You know what I mean? They're always like a nice, vulnerable person. Anyway, what the fuck do I know?
What the fuck do any of us know, lad?
Yeah, well, we know what we know, don't we? And let's face it, your reality's in your own head. Because whatever it is, fucking next, I don't remember last and now, so I'm not going to fucking remember this one next. Don't make any sense, that does it?
No.
It did in my head. It did in my head.
I think if we were privy to the other bits of information, we'd probably understood it, mate. But that's what happens when you have good shit.
Chris Partridge says, "When were we having the piss up in Sheffield? When I sort one out, when I think about it, it's just got, I'm so busy. Invest in food, beans and all that sort of thing. Sorry, that's Health Freedom UK. Invest in tins of beans. I mean, would you get people? Would you suggest people should just start prepping? See, I had the idea that if you want to have some sort of currency after the apocalypse, then fags and vodka is what you need to stock up on. You'd be able to trade them for oil.
Do you know what I think will be a good investment for the future? Organic seeds.
Yeah, organic seeds. Yeah. Sorry,
You've already got a few of them, haven't you?
What's that, sir?
You've already invested in some of them.
I'm trying to grow my own, but it's the kind of grow that you won't get your door kicked in, and it's just tomatoes and things and carrots.
Not yet, mate. Not yet.
Well, I thought I've seen it written on the internet. I don't know if it's our shit. Where in America, they made it illegal to grow your own food and stuff and collect rainwater. Is that true?
Is it true that they fine you for collecting your own rainwater?
Yeah.
In America, they were doing it 7 years ago, where a farmer had dug a hole in his own land, collected the water, and was purifying it, and they put him in jail. They put him in jail for 30 days because the government said that once the rain hits the ground, it's theirs.
Well, they
Agenda
intercept it before it
21,
hits the
mate.
ground.
Agenda 21.
Yeah, they can't bust you for seeds, man. They can't bust you for seeds. Yeah, Reef. I've sent him a video, Reef, on Telegram. This is what I wanted to bring this up as well before I fucking forget. But I was talking about earlier on what I did with that 50p's video. Well, another thing I did as well is after I'd watched that 50p's video, I looked up at this screen here where I've got the YouTube thing on, and what I did is it were half an hour later, and there was still 15 people watching. So I thought that's how many people I've sent to sleep that night is 15 because they're still watching. They've left it going, and they're still there. So I'm going to do that as well. Half an hour after the show, I'm going to look see how many people are still watching, and that'll be the amount of people that I've sent to sleep. But that's what you get up to after you've done a show. It's a bit, yeah, it breaks the monotony, doesn't it, Lord James?
Yes, sir, indeed. Gaylord says, I had a mate who drunk his own piss for 5 years. He fucking stunk.
A lot of people advocate for that. Well, not a lot of people, but there are people that do that. Drink their own piss.
I have drunk
Allegedly, Dave does.
I drink
Yeah,
my own piss for a while.
When we first started this show, do you remember? You might not remember him, but the guy who did the theme tune, our first ever theme tune, his wife, they were supporters at show, but they fucking disappeared for some reason. But she drank her own piss because I started saying something on air, taking piss out of people that drink their own piss.
I drunk my own piss for a while, and the hardest piss to drink is the fermented stuff when you leave it in bottles and then you have to drink it.
And what benefits did you get, Jim? Did you get some benefits from it? Because people do say
I didn't feel bad off doing it. Apparently, it's meant to like activate stem cells. And,
apparently,
but fasting as well. Fasting is good for stem cells.
Do intermittent fasting all the time. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
It's good, isn't it?
Do you drink your own piss then, Webby?
No, I've never drank my own piss, and it's never appealed to me, mate. I mean, I'm not saying that you wouldn't have to at some point. You may have to. I mean, look at Kevin Costner. He had to refine it all the time, didn't he? In that water world, there was nothing else to drink. I mean, I'd have found a way to try and refine that seawater that was all around him rather than keep recycling my piss. But
what about people? Someone's brought up. What about? Did you know anybody who eats their own shit?
Only if it tastes like chocolate.
I mean, drinking your own piss and eating your own shit, I suppose that'd be. Well, you'd be drinking food and drink, wouldn't it? Shit and piss.
No.
You'd never run out of food.
I don't think
Sorry. I don't think you're going to be. How much shit you're going to end up running out of shit, though, aren't you? Because your body doesn't want the stuff, so you're going to put that back in. Your body's going to go, we've already got rid of this. We don't want this, so it's going to go straight through you to the point where we're getting sick of this. We're just going to kill you. We're just going to make you ill. Bad enough. I don't get it.
462904 says McDonald's sell it.
Yeah. Was Jason froze?
Am I back?
Yeah, I thought. Yeah, but I think you're back
went
now.
away.
I can hear you.
Fucking boiler comes on and fucking router's underneath it. So boiler's just come on and it's fucking router just went all fucking tits up. It must be like, electromagnetic shit that comes from front boiler when it bursts up.
Yeah. Makes a change from you rolling over the wire and cutting it, mate.
Oh, fuck it. I did that, didn't I? Live on air one night. I kept fucking cutting it. I kept going over it on my fucking pushchair and cutting fucking wire, and it kept going off and coming on. Shift boiler then. I'm going to have to shift fucking router, aren't I?
I would say so. Did anybody see the article about that men going for MRI scans are being asked whether they're pregnant or not?
Yeah, I saw that.
Again, let's ask the question: what's going on? And why is there not one man that's gone? Yeah, I'm due in 3 weeks. I don't get it.
Like you say, Webby, it's facilitating mental illness, isn't it?
I believe so. If I'd have come home from school and said to my dad that I'm identifying as a coffee table, I don't know what he'd have said. I don't know what he would have done. It's just something. What you're talking about? That's facilitating something that's not true. You can't just identify as I can do anything I want. Look at the state of society. But let's facilitate mental illness, and let's get all upset with things. But women haven't got the right to be upset about anything. Their sports, that potentially their sports are being ruined, and people go, well, you're homophobic or you're racist something because you think transgenders shouldn't play in. Of course they should play in sports. But if a trans girl wants to participate in sports and that trans girl's gone through male puberty, I don't know what to say. You're stronger. You're going to be quicker. You're faster. You can't compete against a girl. I don't think that's right. So the answer is trans against trans, girls against girls, boys against boys. I don't know any trans boys that are trying to play football or fight with Tyson Fury or anything like that.
You know what as well?
You fucking... listen, it needs to be... That fucking stuck with it, mate, right? You're stuck with it.
I've just had a thought. You don't get paraplegics in the paraplegic Olympics kicking off because they can't take part in the fucking normal Olympics, do you? So they have their own separate Olympics. Am I right in thinking that? Or am I wrong?
That's
I think
correct.
Oscar Pistorius were in regular Olympics.
Oh, fuck him, he's in jail. Anyway, but basically, so you should have a trans Olympics and but they can't accept that they're not real. It's like me doing a fucking putting on my F-Start Jag, a Bugatti Veyron kit, and going round saying it's a Bugatti Veyron. It's not. It's just a fucking. It just has the same cosmetic features, but mechanically, it's a fucking Jag. You know what I mean? And but they won't have that, will they? They won't. It's just fucking bullshit, isn't it?
I really don't know what the answer is because we're in such uncharted waters for everything. I've never seen the world so much on the same page and so sorted out at the same time because it isn't like some people say, oh, I'm going to leave this country. Where are you going to go? It's not. It's everywhere. There's no point running away from it. You're just going to have to deal with what's coming. But if you're going to wait, then you're just going to have to react to what happens. And that might be a bit too late. Some people keep saying, well, should we, I think you just said, Jace, didn't you? Should we prep? Well, tins, I don't know why you wouldn't have tins in anyway. I'm not saying fill your house with it, but why don't you get tins in? Because I've got stocks. I've got stocks of tins in, but every day or when I'm not fasting, I'm at the chippy or something like that. I don't want to come home and cook. I don't enjoy it, but I've got stuff there. But I think that obviously I'm not into the new age stuff, but I understand the manifesting and all that because that's what we are. We can manifest. Well, if you are in a mindset where you have to prep because you believe we're going to this and that kind of a state and you're worried, well, that's what you're going to perpetuate.
Collective manifestation, Webby, innit, on a global level.
Yeah, and that's how the Tavistock knows that. The Tavistock have always known what to do with the herd, and we just shuffle along with it. They know it at every level, from subliminal right to the consciousness level. So you've got COVID-19 and the NHS. We're all going to die from a pandemic, yellow and blue. World War III, Ukraine and Russia, yellow and blue. We're all going to die. Now that is going back into all these cases with COVID again, and people are, you know, it's like being stood at Hilton Park when I was a kid watching the fireworks. Hey, oh, hey, oh, but no Star Wars music. It's a mess.
It's a fucking right mess. It's
It
a
is.
right mess, isn't it? Listen, I kept going off then. I don't know about you. I think your mic. Did you hear that as well, Jimmy? Webby's mic were going in and out.
It went like oscillating.
Yeah.
It's doing it with you this end as well, every so often.
No,
It's
probably,
MI5.
it will be. They'll be fucking wondering what they'll have intercepted this transmission from space station.
Because I've brought bad juju to the channel because I'm a Merc man. So they've said to somebody's outside your house with a fucking big like detector van firing rays at you fucking router.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what though, what doesn't make me laugh, do you remember those TV licensing adverts from the 70s? I always remember that fella sat in the back of the van with his glasses on and going, "Number 7's watching television. And he's watching Columbo."
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that fucking advert.
He's watching Columbo. What's that TV guide you've got there, mate? Yeah, it's 9 o'clock Columbo, look.
Gaylord says, Lord James is a double agent. The government are worried about your growing influence, Jason.
Yeah. Well, they needn't be, because you know, I ain't really got any influence. I've got some fluence though. If anybody wants any fluence, I've got plenty of that.
Plenty of fluence.
Hey dear. Which Olympics are we aiming for? Is everyone hearing me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I'm fucking like everything keeps going off.
Uni's just said that he think. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, yeah, but I've just lost everybody, I think.
I don't know. You do keep going a bit funny. Uni wants to have the shagging Olympics, apparently.
The shagging Olympics. Does he?
Yeah.
Does he know what shagging is? It's a dance, isn't it? That.
It's Uni,
Shagging's
mate.
a dance. The shag is a dance.
So, do you really think that? Do you really think that Taylor wants a dancing Olympics?
Well, it sounds like it from what he's put down. I mean, that's what all I can. You know, that's not an American word, is it? So they don't.
But he's been influenced by Yorkshire people, hasn't he?
I don't say shag anyway. Who said shag?
You said a sheep shagger earlier.
Oh, it's true. Yeah, fair enough. And Thingy used to say shag a lot, didn't he? Leeds.
He did.
Oh dear me. So what we're going to talk about then? We've got 12 minutes left before 2 hours is up. So let's give these people something to talk about. Let me see what I've got written down.
What about the anger over plans for a national road pricing scheme? What do you think about that one, lads?
This? Tell me about this. I don't know about this.
I'm just waiting. My screen's just froze. I'll tell you in a sec.
So you have to be charged to go on different roads?
Plans to lobby central government to introduce a national road pricing scheme have been condemned as a retrograde step. Birmingham MP Khalid Mahmood. This is people sitting in ivory towers telling residents what they should need instead of looking at what they really need.
Say that again.
I'm just trying to. The page just keeps refreshing, so every time I try and read it, it moves.
I bet he's fucking. Are you on your PC, your laptop, or your
Me?
PC?
No, I'm on my PC.
Yeah, see, I bet his PC's fucking loaded with like fucking all these pop-ups and that, malware and stuff. 'Cause he does that
Well,
much fucking research and goes on so many fucking websites, different stuff.
do you know what it is, Jace? It's not. It's Microsoft. It's all the back doors from Microsoft. I constantly have to shut Microsoft down in the task manager. My mate's coming round this week to wipe this computer and put a new operating system on it and get rid of all this backdoor shite.
Have you never had a phone call in the early hours of the morning where be off a government agent saying stop what you're doing now?
Not while I've been away, no.
Do you think Russell Brand's a controlled opposition?
I think he's a Pied Piper. I mean, he was. I don't think he got married, but he was seeing a goldsmith. Well, Kate Middleton's a goldsmith. That's Rothschild, so he must move in certain circles, mustn't he? It's saying a strategy document setting out.
Listen,
plans
I'm just going to go and turn fucking heating down because it's just popped on again. And
Gaylord says, what does Gaylord say? I just chuck mine in the canal when I'm worried, Webby. I have no mates who wouldn't shot me to the feds. What was that referring to?
I don't know where he's chucked in the canal, mate.
Uni black sister, I'm double trans. I change my gender every 5 minutes depending on what porn I watch.
Hey, I'm back. Sorry, I had to just go and turn fucking heating down. Are we there? Are we all here?
Yeah, I'm here. Well, I'm just reading this, Jace. This government national road pricing scheme. It's a strategy document setting out plans to 2041. It says the region will work with Midlands Connect, a government-backed transport body, and the National Infrastructure Commission. It says we will work closely with Midlands Connect and National Infrastructure to explore the case for a national road user charging scheme and promote government action to progress this. This would help with driving behaviour change in a more holistic way across the UK and help address loss of fuel tax and fossil fuels are phased out. Wow. They're just taking everything. They're just going to tax you for everything. They're going to tax you for breathing, tax you for actually living because you're made of carbon and they want to reduce that.
Yeah.
Looks like Jace has gone.
It's his channel, isn't it? Has he done that?
I don't know if it is his router or what. It seems that way, but we're still on. So
yeah, he's back.
He's back.
Back in the room.
Back in the room. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're here now.
Fucking hellfire. I don't know. I've had to plug it in. But this thing that I've got, this adapter, gets right hot. So I usually go off Wi-Fi because I'm about 3 feet away from it. But, it's fucking... Every time that clicks on, boiler, I'm going to have to move it away. But that's the reason. Sorry about that. What were you talking about?
I was reading about that road pricing scheme. They're gonna use it to help change behaviour of driving in a more holistic way by finding you.
Where's this from?
It's in Birmingham, but they're looking at it as a national road charging scheme.
I mean, any fine is legal for a price, isn't it? Really?
Well, this is a charge. This is going to be a charge, so I'm presuming it's going to be for you to use the roads. You're going to have to agree to act in a certain way, holistically, by the look of
it. All these fucking things, all these things I'm bringing in.
Jason, I'm lost. I'm lost with it. It's bollocks.
This is why it's important to look on the bright side and do things, have some fun as well. Look at something funny. Watch a fucking bloke, counting 50p coins. There's interesting stuff to watch that's not going to drag you in. Just get something else. Just take your fucking mind off it, and just know your focus. And remember when you're seeing things that you've got to remember whoever's written that there's an agenda, no matter what it is.
We
there is
know
an
there's
agenda.
no agenda. We know there's no agendas. You've had a
Well,
guest on
yeah.
that's explained all this, mate.
He's
Sean
having his own
Penn, by
show,
the
isn't he,
way.
Neil?
He
doing
is.
his-
He is. I'm going to look forward to looking at that.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. Be interesting to see.
Sean Penn calls for billionaire to step up and buy an aircraft for the Ukraine.
Fucking Sean Penn. Do you know he was on fucking Family Guy last night? Did you see last night? We were watching Family Guy on, I think, on Disney Plus in bedroom when after we'd gone to bed, and he had Sean Penn on this do-gooder as this do-gooder like fucking bloke who wherever there's a fucking crisis, he's going to be there. And then he's fucking, I'd seen him earlier on in day going on about going to Ukraine or some fucking soft-headed shit. I don't know what he's fucking talking about. They're all fucking, they're all at it, aren't they? Slapping each other and fucking.
Sean Penn's in the Ukraine making a film, believe it or not, at the minute, but he's in the Western Ukraine.
Yeah, of course he's in fucking Western Ukraine. He won't be in Eastern Ukraine. Apparently, as well, I saw some earlier on that said that fucking a general had said that NATO are defeated. They're not going to be able to fucking go any further.
After Russia's ran out of bullets and 600 of them in one day have surrendered, we just don't know, do we? A reporter friend of mine has just posted an article saying that, you know how Dinny's been banned from the letter Z because Ukraine said that we want to get rid of that because it's Russian. Well, the Ukraine are demanding the removal of the Slovenian flag now because it looks a bit Russian. I don't know what's real and what's not anymore. Well, that's Paul Joseph Watson from the 31st of March. It's not even an April Fool's unless it's an early one.
Yeah, fucking hell, they don't know fucking.
It's gone, mate. You can't use the letter Z because of we said.
You can't
Gentlemen, I'm sorry, gentlemen. I've gone really tired. I'm going to have to the 1-0 to Bedfordshire. But thank you very much for letting me on, and enjoy the rest of the show, everybody.
Cheers,
No
Jimmy.
worries. I'll see you Sunday, Jim.
You will do. Bye, everybody.
Take it easy, mate. Well, Webby, we've got about a minute and a half, I think. 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes. What can we say in that time?
It's the same old thing, isn't it? The people who are listening to this stuff have already got at least half an eye on looking at something because they know there's something wrong. All we can do is ask those people to keep doing what they're doing and keep talking to people. And as always, nobody will do anything till it knocks on the door. It's the 1st of April today. The price hikes have started. I can't, like I said, 20 friend requests when I got in. And the videos going up like 7 an hour at the minute, and it's still only. I mean, it's viral for me. Over 5,000 views since September, but those views have gone up in the last 2-3 months. It was stuck at 1,000 or something like that. But it's coming knocking on the doors. So what do you do, Jason? The bills of exchange is still there. You could still start to set this off. You could stop the system and direct it. But if they collapse the economy, there is no bills of exchange. It's everything's new. You're done.
Yeah. Well, I think we'll get that. The ending has got a minute left, so I'm just going to say cheers, Webby, for jumping on.
No worries.
And thanks to Jimmy as well for coming on. In fact, if it weren't for Jimmy, I don't think I would have done a show tonight because I just weren't feeling it. But we've done one. We've got through 2 hours.
Well, you said that Tuesday, and it was a great show.
Oh yeah, it was fantastic.
Because you said that I don't really want to do it, and I said, well, I can't do Wednesday. And you went, all right, let's do it. And you weren't ready for it, but it was good, and you said it was. You said you said it would be when you don't want to do it normally.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah.
Oh, Windows. Mark Windows said he directed his listeners to to it as well.
Oh, right, okay. Well, there you go. That's Mark Winders done something for you, mate. Well, not for you.
No,
It's
for
for
us.
fucking people, no, for everybody. But no, Mark Winders, fucking hell. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. Yeah, it's been same tonight. Mental Hospital Radio, only on YouTube. Thanks to everybody who's joined us tonight. We'll do some at Tuesday. I'm like moving more away from like fucking booking guests and that. I'm going to do it still, but I think we've evolved, and I've spoken to that many people, and I don't think there's that many people I really want to speak to. But a couple of suggestions. Someone mentioned John Hamer. Now, anybody who's listened in past, we've had John Hamer on a few times, but I've not spoke to him in a while. And I don't think I got an answer from him last time I got in touch with him. But somebody said, I can't remember who, but anyway, they said that they were thanks to them. You know who you are. They said that they were in touch with John Hamer, so maybe we'll get John on, and we'll be. And we've got some suggestions from Uni as well. I'm going to look into at some point. But anyway, thanks for coming along and being part of this bit of the internet here, this shit little corner of internet, as I like to call it. Let's keep it a secret, shall we? Just tell people that need it. Don't fucking go spread it everywhere, else we'll get done. Graffiti. Anyway, you'll never fucking have any other fucking hosts ever say that to you. But I really hope you have a good weekend. I hope the weather picks up for you wherever you are. From me and Webby and from Jimmy O, take care. We'll see you Tuesday.